Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Vermont House Committee on Commerce and Economic Development. It's Tuesday, 2025 at 2:31 in the afternoon. So we've asked Legislative Counsel Cameron Wood to come in and just walk us through H 512, which is the regulation of the event ticketing market. Just to take a look at that, maybe we'll have the sponsor of the bill come in and chat with us as to why he put that in, but we'll walk through it right now. We can bring Representative Harrison in later. So Cameron, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Cameron Wood, Office of Legislative Counsel. Happy to walk you all through 512. So I'm going to share my screen and pull that up. Okay. We have, as you mentioned, Mr. Chair, an act relating to the regulation of the event ticketing market. As you can see, it is a short form bill. So, as you all know, short form bill, we just have a long statement of purpose, absent, some actual, legislative text. This is based on a very extensive law in New York regarding the regulation of the resale ticketing market. And so, I will just say, in the event you all would like to move something like this forward, the New York law was, and I have it up and I could pull it up on the screen, but it's 9 pages, double column. So a lot of detail here, but obviously condensing all of this down into a short form, trying to hit the highlights of what that New York law really encompassed. And so essentially what you have is, the bill would propose to enhance consumer protection by regulating the resale of tickets through improved transparency and the prevention of predatory and deceptive practices. It would require entities that resell or facilitate the resale of tickets to guarantee to each purchaser a full refund under certain circumstances. So in the New York law, for example, if the ticket's counterfeit, if the event is canceled, under certain circumstances, then the, resale entity has to refund that money to the individual who purchased it. We have to provide clear itemized price details, including taxes and fees. They prohibit the selling of tickets that a reseller does not either own or have in possession or have a contract for possession, or there has to be very explicit notice to the purchaser that the reseller does not have the ticket at that point in time. It prohibits the use of ticket purchasing software, and this is what I've seen some other jurisdictions prohibit, the use of bots, for example, to, purchase. You'll see, certain venues that sell, they'll limit the amount of tickets that you can purchase. And so entities will use specific software to try to get around those limitations. Let's see, the bill also proposes to require annual licensing of these entities. It requires a surety bond. So as I mentioned, there are specific requirements in regards to to refunding money. And so I've seen the requirement that these entities post like a $10,000 surety bond in the event that, a circumstance arises where they have to do some sort of mass refund. Requires certain records of transactions. So they're required to maintain a record of all the resales that they do for certain periods of time, what the costs are, etc. In this version, I drafted it such to have enforcement with the Office of the Attorney General, provide the Attorney General the authority to conduct audits for compliance, issue administrative penalties, revoke or suspend a reseller's license. And then finally, it would be an unfair and deceptive act in commerce violation to violate a provision of the act, were you to flesh it out and put it into law. So that's it as far as the language here. Happy to talk in a little more detail about what some other states have. I haven't done a ton of research here yet, so if you all wanted to move forward, I'd probably want to do some more in-depth analysis of what currently exists out there, but that's generally the concept of the bill.
You look to see what we have on the books currently.
In this, I haven't done a lot of research on that. No, sir. I will just say I
We
know.
have,
Yep.
we have done some work in that area.
Just gonna pull up. So I remember where I was looking to put this, and I know there is.
Would this
There's truth in advertising and producing musical performances. I know that is a specific subchapter, and I was thinking if I were going to be drafting this and putting it, that's probably where I would put it in statute. I can pull that up if you would like. So here's what you have now. So this is in your consumer protection chapter, which is in Title IX, and there is a specific subchapter related to musical performances. And I guess let me back out just, for those who may not be familiar, this is, again, it's in consumer protection. You have a bunch of general provisions, but then there's a lot of specific subchapters related to very specific areas of commerce. So assistive technology, children's product safety, lead and consumer products. And I'm just running down the list here. Charitable solicitations, fair credit reporting, et cetera, et cetera. Internet dating services, credit protection for minors, et cetera. So there is a subchapter 2A, musical performances. And again, I would probably put it there if this were to move forward. And so here you have the key pieces are going to be in B. No person shall advertise or conduct a live musical performance or production in Vermont through false, deceptive, or misleading affiliation, connection, or association with a performing group or a recording group, except under one or more of the following. So the group is authorized. One member of the performing group was a member in the recording group and has legal right by virtue of that. Or the live musical performance or production is conspicuously identified in all advertising as a tribute group, or the performance or production is expressly authorized. So you do have this a little different.
Something else somewhere that we worked on ticket sales.
Okay.
It's probably in the Consumer Protection Act because there were issues that were happening too. I know we took testimony from the Flynn and testimony from Champlain Valley Fair. And it's probably time that we readjust it because of, at the time, internet sales were happening still, but now they're even more sophisticated than they were then, so.
I can do a little research if you'd like and figure out, what we've done in the past, last time it was looked at, et cetera, if you'd like me to.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Try to get Representative Harrison up here too, to talk to him about the reason why he put this in, but Michael?
Are you talking about Title IX internet commerce interfering with
117. 4190.
4190? Yep.
Maybe we could do some work on that and get more language to it, and so we can take it up when we get back in January.
That'll give me time to go do, a lot more digging. What do other states have? Again, this is the New York law I saw. I believe it was passed. It's been a little while. I think it was more like, I believe it was even pre-COVID. I'd have to go back and check, but it's about licensing of the resale of tickets. And I've seen other states put out a lot more since then. So
this would cover sporting events and everything, wouldn't it? I mean, events.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the New York law specifically, it has a section related to ticket holders, for example. So it's got it's got a section specifically dedicated to professional sports organizations and membership passes. And then it has a specific section, I was trying to find it, regarding like season ticket holders, the resale of those, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, sir, it would, at least the New York law specifically covers them as well, how you wanted to move it forward.
Looking at Ticketmaster and other
If they're reselling tickets, they would have to comply with this, yes, sir.
New York. Game on taking a look at this stuff.
Sure.
Want to see if invite
On research.
Harrison tomorrow afternoon after the floor, if you'd like to come in and chat with us about health well.
It's gonna have, what do they call, it, office hours on the budget tomorrow in the well, isn't it?
Oh, that's what he has after the floor.
Is
you're
that
right.
after the floor?
Maybe he wants to come in the morning.
Yeah, he could come in the morning. Are we, let's bring it, let's see if we can,
It's gonna be beautiful.
I think it'd be interesting to get some, take a look at this a little deeper.
I think it'd be great sport.
Yeah.
And hot ticket.
No, I'm here for you.
Any more questions, Ms. Cameron, at this point? Okay, thanks, Cameron. If you can, if you have, I don't know what your time schedule looks like right now till the end, but if you could just take a look at what we have on the books now and maybe just some preliminary, what New York's doing, what others, and maybe we could chat about it. Yeah, really in depth, but give us an idea of where we might want to go. And maybe some things that New York does that really don't apply to us, but they've got plenty of sports teams, professional teams there. We do have sunlight, so I'm sure there's ticket sales going. Okay, good. And I think that's it for today.
In your invite, did you want to talk about a letter?
Oh, yeah, that was for, the HFA and CDAP. I think you were here for the conversation.
Was, I want to go back and refresh myself,
Okay.
but yes.
Can you just take a look at, if you can, just look at that, listen to that conversation again and see if you can put something together that captures kind of like the HFA reaching out to VITA when there are possible opportunities that arise that it make sense for having them on board as well when it comes to housing.
Oh, for like employers, sponsored housing.
Yeah, when we were having started that conversation.
This is 398 at the very beginning.
I remember that.
And Maura suggested that we just send a letter to them and ask them to kind of do that this summer and come back to us next January and tell us what there were any opportunities that could have happened. Okay. Yeah, so if you could do that too, and maybe next week we can get together.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay.
Plenty of time.
Good. Okay, so I think that's it. We're done for the day. So we'll be back here at 9 tomorrow. We'll hear from Representative Harrison. Try to figure out what else we do. Okay, we can go off live.